Diagramming noun functions, and we'll call this part 1. Because we are going to do subject, predicate nominative, or predicate noun, as some of you like to call it, and direct objects. I think those are the 3 simplest to diagram. A diagram starts very simply with a straight line, and another line that breaks it in half, goes both above and below, breaking it into subject and predicate. So that's the very basic part of the diagram. Let's say that our sentence was, the cats play. The subject is obviously cats, so we'll put that on the subject line. The verb, the main part of the predicate, is the word play. Now the word the little article, we're going to put in a line just right off the word that it modifies. Okay, and the word subject and the word predicate would not normally be there. That was just there for me to demonstrate. Okay, so we have the subject and the predicate, or the subject and the verb. So we have diagrammed the first of Nancy Noun's jobs, the subject. Now let's take a look at the predicate nominative. We're going to start the same way with a straight line. And using my cat again, let's say that our sentence is, the cat is Virgil. That's the name of one of my cats. Okay, so we're going to divide again to subject and predicate. Once again, the subject is cat. We have a little article here, the word the. Again, it just comes off of a line here so that we can see which word it belongs to. We're going to put the verb over here, and we notice that this is a linking verb. That means that whatever comes to the opposite side is either going to be a predicate nominative or a predicate adjective. Now the interesting thing about diagramming this is that we're going to put a little line that slants. In a sense, what it's doing is showing that this refers back to whatever's going to come on the other side. In this case, Virgil is going to be saying the same thing as cat. It's going to be identifying cat. And that exactly is what a predicate nominative is going to do. Now, interestingly enough, if I said the cat is pretty, pretty is obviously an adjective, and I would diagram it exactly the same way. Let me do it over here. Same thing, put my linking verb here, and then my predicate adjective would go in that same spot, right here. This is called a predicate adjective. I'm going to abbreviate it as PA. It's called a predicate adjective because it's an adjective on the other side of a linking verb. Up here, remember, when we're looking at the noun functions, we're looking at the predicate nominative, and I'll just label that here, okay, because that is a noun. So now we've looked at a predicate nominative diagram, and we've digressed a little bit to a predicate adjective diagram down here. Okay, let's look at the third function of the noun and how we diagram that. How about a sentence like, the cat ate dinner? Okay, here we have a subject, obviously, a verb, but this time it's an action verb, and it shows some action being done to something. In this case, it's dinner, the direct object. Dinner is a noun, and as a noun, it has to perform one of the 6 functions of a noun. In this case, it's the direct object. So how do we diagram that? Well, we're going to start the same way. Divide our line here. Cat, again, is the subject. The cat. Put our verb next to the main line here. And now we're going to put a straight line up and down. And on the other side of that, we put the direct object. So you see the difference here. If this is a direct object that's following, then we're going to have a straight up and down line. Notice it does not extend below the horizontal line as this one does, because this one is showing the difference between the subject and the predicate, and in the whole predicate we're looking at a verb and a direct object. So this is a verb and a direct object. So here you can hear my cat is being helpful by adding a little atmosphere since we're talking about cats. Here we have done a direct object diagram. So there you have it, the first 3: subject, predicate nominative, direct object. Straight line dividing a horizontal line to show the subject and the verb. Here for the predicate nominative, we have the subject, the linking verb, and the noun that is renaming or telling us a little bit more about that subject. And here we have the subject, the verb, and the object, the direct object of the action of the verb. So there you have the first 3 noun functions diagrammed.